the Columbia Watch Society. Just checking in with you today to show you something that's not a brand new release. It's been out for a bit. I don't know, I might be totally off, but 6 months, somewhere in that range, 4 to 6 months is about when we've had our hands on it. We had our second lunch with Mr. Fred Amos, that owns Bernhardt the Bernhardt Watch Company up in High Point, North Carolina, which is a short trek from us here in South Carolina. Spent a little bit of time with the man, which is always a pleasure. He has a plethora of knowledge, but also just a really cool dude. Knows a lot about business, a lot about watches, 20 or 30 years worth of experience, and has most of his family working in the company, which is really cool. And man, it's got such a family feel and personal feel to it anytime we deal with him, and he has that reputation outside of us, and you know, with other people as well. So just a pleasure to get to spend time with the guy. Anyway, that lunch, we were able to pick this particular fairly new release from Bernhardt Watches up and spend a little time with it. It is the Bernhardt Watch Company Corsair GMT. Corsair, Corsair GMT. Obviously, it's a GMT watch, which guys like me really don't have a use for, but it's just incredibly cool technology or complication, however you want to say it. So let's take a look at the case here. The case is 42 millimeters. It has a 20 millimeter lug. And I would say, and I'm shooting in the dark, I don't have the specifications on lug to lug, but it's not astronomical. I'd say about 48-ish. So it's a really nice wearable size, I guess about 15 millimeters thick. Shoot to the case back here. It's a see-through case back. They're numbered. This one's number 5. Each one of these models comes with a number, and then the Corsair GMT with a plane. And through there is a, you can see the ETA, it's a Swiss ETA 2836, which has actually been modified to allow for the GMT function, which is pretty sweet. All of the crowns on the Bernhardt divers that I've experienced have been substantial size, which I really like. Very, very easy to grip. I really love that part of it because my hands tend to be a little bit bigger, harder to grab some of the smaller crowns, like say on my vintage Seiko, 1970s Seiko, has a little tiny thing that jets up inside the case, and it's just incredibly hard to grab, but I really respect that I can grab this one well. You can see here as the second hand flows past the GMT hand, the second hand and the GMT hand are both the same color. I'll go ahead and pull the crown out here. The first click adjustment here is for turning it down. Independently moves the GMT hand there, as you see it spinning around. So it does have an independent GMT hand, and then turning the crown up adjusts the date, as you can see the date adjusting there. And then of course the last position or second position is your hour and minute adjustment. Let me get that completely out of the way there so you can see the Bernhardt logo on the top. So the bezel is unidirectional, you know, like a typical bezel. Has a really good tight feel to it, really solid, not much extracurricular movement there. And of course you can see the markers. Most of them they're all the 12, 3, 6, 9, as well as the hour and minute hands, and the rectangle applied markers are all filled with superluminova. Has a really nice glow to it, and the case itself is polished and the lugs turn down really nicely for small wrists such as what I have. Really incredibly robust watch and just gorgeous to look at. This colorway obviously is black and blue, which some people would term Batman, I guess, after the Rolex GMT Batman. But it has its own character. It's by no means a reproduction of that model. And then there are two other colorways. One is an all black, black on black, with an orange, I believe it's an orange GMT hand. And then the third model is a blue, overall blue, with orange accents. Pretty stellar, but we ended up landing on this particular colorway. The bracelet has screw links for adjusting the bracelet to fit your wrist. The solid end links are attached, which is really cool, so you don't have them flying all over the place. The clasp is actually very nice. This is one thing in particular that I really love about any Bernhardt watch that I've had on my wrist or in my hand, that everyth's so well done and fits together so well. It's so comfortable. I just don't know what else to say about it. I mean, it's got a really great weight to it. Just really nice quality. Overall, I mean, it's just funny doing what I guess could be termed as a video review, which I'm not really sure I'm competent enough to talk about actually professionally reviewing anything, because I tend to gravitate toward the aesthetic side of things versus the specs, even though I know some of you are curious about that, and I try to add a little bit of that to the video. These Bernhardt watches are, I mean, incredible, and it's so cliche, but just incredible value for what you have to pay. And I better stop saying that so many times, or the prices are going to go up. But seriously, like, they're just so well done. I love the touch of being able to know the owner. You can contact the owner; he'll respond. He pretty much handles all the customer service himself. You've probably read this already. You've probably heard people say it, but it's just something it's hard to match, especially when you have a personal piece that you've bought and you just kind of know the person behind it. It's just a cool touch. Anyway, this is the fairly new release from Bernhardt. We're outdated a couple months because it came out months ago, but it's the first time we've been able to talk about it on a video. But just exceptional value, gorgeous watch, goes with anything, and just extremely well made. Way what you'd expect in a much more expensive watch. And seriously, I'm not just saying that for the sake of effect. I mean, it really is an exceptional watch, exceptional value. This is the Corsair GMT from the Bernhardt Watch Company. Thanks, guys, for bearing with me here in the video. Really appreciate you spending time with us. Take it easy.